Okay, so we're just going to start with a little bit of a warm up. So you're going to have a lie down onto the mat and just make sure that it feels like your rib cage is nice and heavy to the ground, pelvis heavy to the ground. You can put your fingers on the bony points of your pelvis and ribs just to make sure that you're nicely aligned. So your ribs are over your pelvis, feet just falling flat to the ground, and just making sure that your legs are not falling inwards like this. They should be just straight out. Okay. Length through your neck. So again, you're just drawing that those ears back towards the floor so that you feel the back of your neck lengthen out. And then we're going to take our band into your hands, and you're going to use this to sort of encourage a little bit more activation through your tummy muscles as you breathe. So just to keep the postural elements strong, what you're going to be doing is as you breathe out, so as you hold that band, try and think about keeping the collarbones always just soft and open. Like the collarbones are always a little bit like they feel a bit like they're smiling, and then you're always feeling a little bit of energy down through the back of the elbows, so that the shoulder blades at the back always feel like they're being kind of opened wide apart. So you've got that strong shoulder girdle, and the shoulders are not up here, they're open and down here. If you're keeping that frame, then again this will also help you to build a little bit of strength through the upper body and to not fall into these movement patterns that make you so tight at the front of your chest. So just remember that as you're doing these movements. So with that in mind, having a lie down, just setting yourself up again, and we're going to take that band into your hands. They're going to come up over your head, and you're going to now think about breathing in. So as you breathe in, you're breathing wide into the ribs so that the ribs open out across the floor. The belly is soft so the air gets all the way down to your pelvic floor, and it naturally expands your tummy. And then as you breathe out, you're going to imagine you're just lightly drawing your spaghetti in through your tummy button and through your back passage at the same time. So you feel that natural drawing in of the core in the center, so the middle of your body begins to feel very connected. When you're doing that spaghetti in, you don't want to squash it, so you're keeping that activating gentle, and just creating this foundation for your body to stay stable in the center, no matter what other movement you're doing. So begin to trigger that movement before you start to move. So you're going to start to breathe out, drawing that spaghetti in, and as you do, once you start to feel that connection in the center, we're then going to start taking that band apart. Now you can see I'm talking here, which means I'm breathing, so at no point are we holding our breath. As you breathe in, you're going to be bringing that band back towards the center, letting the contraction relax in your tummy. And then as you breathe out again, you're starting to reconnect. Draw your spaghetti in, back passage through the tummy button at the same time. And as you do that, you then begin to start to move those arms apart. Inhaling, letting everything come back to the center line, let the tummy relax. Exhale, connect. Start to take the arms apart. Inhale, relax. Exhale, connect. Drawing that spaghetti in. Don't forget the one in the back passage. And then drawing, letting everything relax as you come back. Breathe out, connect. Draw the arms apart. Breathe in, relax. Breathe out, connect. Breathe in, relax. Breathe out, connect, and don't forget the collarbones should be nice and wide at the top, so smiling collarbones, energy through your elbows, so you've got those strong frames through your shoulders, so that the arms are not closing down, the shoulders are not closing down at the front. You've got a nice open space across your chest. And one more time, breathing out, drawing that spaghetti in, feeling that connection in your core, so getting to become really acquainted with that feeling of a good connected inner core that then provides a stable anchor for the rest of your body to move around. So that's our warm-up done. Now we're going to move into another exercise where we're just going to have the core connected whilst you breathe underneath it. So same movement, again, we're still open in the front of the chest. You've still got energy through your elbows, and you've still got that nicely aligned ribs and pelvis. This time we're going to breathe out, feel that connection, drawing that spaghetti in, taking the arms apart, And this time we're just going to stay there, and you're going to breathe underneath it, and you're going to breathe in and out, in and out. And if you begin to feel like you're losing that connection in your core, just see if you can find it again. So again, just try and let that spaghetti draw back in, keeping the collarbones nice and open. When you start to tire, then let the arms come back together. Take a nice inhale, breathe wide into the ribs, let the pelvic floor and the tummy muscles relax. And then when you breathe out again, let's just find that connection. So draw that spaghetti in, back passage, tummy button, taking the arms apart, keeping the collarbones smiling, keep the energy through the elbow, keep the core lightly connected, keep breathing, and again, as you begin to find that your arms are beginning to tire, or you're losing that connection in the core and you're not managing to maintain it, or if you feel like you just can't keep going unless you hold your breath, then make sure you bring those hands back together. So you're taking yourself to the point of that fatigue. So that might start off by just being a few breaths, but over time you'll be able to build it up and up and up. And again, we're going to take those arms apart. So breathing out, finding that connection in the inner core first. Taking the arms open, keep your collarbones soft and smiling. Energy through the back of the shoulders and through the elbows. Length through your neck. And keep breathing underneath this gentle core brace, this corset that you're creating that's giving you this great foundation. And when you're ready, bring those arms back together again. You might find that those arms are beginning to get quite tired now. So, and again, we'll go for one more. So again, exhaling, find your connection. Take the arms apart. And again, soft collarbones, those smiling collarbones. Energy through your elbow. Length through your neck, so it feels like someone's pulling your tailbone and the crown of your head far apart from each other. You're feeling that gentle connection through your core the whole time. And then when you're ready, you just bring those arms back together again and let them have a rest for a moment. And then we're going to move into moving the legs away. So for this one, we're going to be sliding the foot. This is the first level version. Over time, this might start to get a little bit too easy, in which case you would then go to the pointing away one, which we are going to do today. And then to make that even harder again, then you would start taking yourself into a tabletop position with taps or long lever extensions. But again, you need to build up enough of a foundation that you can maintain a really strong core and a really well-connected core through those movements without any doming. You don't push through whilst there's abdominal doming or abdominal sinking occurring. Okay, and we're also going to just add that band into this exercise. Oh, actually for this one, we're going to use a ball, sorry. So the ball, we're going to be again creating a strong frame, but this time instead of pulling a band apart, we're going to be lightly pressing our ball. So we're only using a little bit of pressure. So if you can imagine, you're only pressing with like 5% of your strength. So you just, it's like as though you're trying to create a connection, but without actually squishing that ball. And at the same time, we want to be keeping those collarbones nice and wide. So the energy again is coming out through those elbows. So again, thinking about dancers and how they create that frame through their arms, this is what you're creating, open collarbones, hands lightly pressing your ball. This is what you're keeping on throughout this whole exercise. Obviously, when you need to take a break for the arms, then do, but for as long as you're able to maintain that position, go ahead and do it. Okay, so can you see we're nice and open here? We're not closed down, we're open. And the goal whilst you go through this exercise is to not let the pelvis or the body move. So you're going to be sliding your legs away, keeping a perfectly stable pelvis throughout the exercise. So let's think about taking those arms up and creating that strong frame through. So you're pressing into that ball. And then we're going to exhale. We're going to just gently connect that core. So feeling that spaghetti draw in through the back passage, through the belly button. Slide your leg away and bring the leg back. So you might want to time the bringing the leg back with an exhale. It's fine if you don't time it with it, don't stress too much about it. The most important thing is that you stay connected, you just keep breathing. But for many people, what they'll find is that they feel a little bit more connected on the out breath, in which case this hard part of the movement, bringing the leg back, may just be a little bit easier to manage if you're breathing out at the same time. So exhale, connect, slide the leg away, inhale, exhale, slide back, inhale, keep that strong arm frame through the shoulders, and exhale, connect, slide the other leg away, inhale, exhale, slide back, inhale, exhale, connect, slide the leg away, inhale, exhale, connect, keep pressing that ball and keeping the collarbones nice and wide, inhale, exhale, connect, slide the leg away, inhale, exhale, connect, inhale, exhale, connect, draw that tummy in and back passage lightly in, slide the leg away, inhale, stay connected, slide the leg back, inhale, exhale and connect, slide the leg away, inhale, and then exhale, connect and slide the leg back. Keep that frame strong in the arms. So again, your arms are going to be starting to get a little bit tired now, but you want to stay soft through those collarbones. Press lightly into that ball, energy through your elbows. So again, building some strength through the upper part of your body, through the shoulder girdle. And again, we're just continuing on with that, staying connected, sliding the leg away, sliding the leg back. As you get more and more connected through that body, then you'll start to be bothered less and less by how where you are in the breath cycle. So you can see here now I'm just moving regardless of where I am in the breath cycle, but I am keeping that core just lightly drawn in, so that tummy button, that back passage are just gently drawn in together, connecting together, and this frame is strong. So again, you go at your own pace after you've done those initial connecting ones, and when you begin to feel like, okay, that's beginning to get a little bit tiring now, then that's when you take a break. And then we're going to move into the next one. So again, if you need to have a moment for your arms, totally fine, take a rest. Otherwise, we're going to jump into the next phase of this exercise. So same thing, same frame for the arm, open collarbones, light pressure into that ball, elbows wide, pressing away. So imagine there's someone either side of your elbows and you don't want them to get too close. You'll just keep lightly pushing into those elbows to keep them away from you. And this time what we're going to do is we're going to create that connection, and we're going to just take the leg and point it away and then back to the ground. And again, exhale, connect, point the other toes away and then back to the ground. And again, exhale, point the toes away. And our goal here is to have as little movement through the pelvis as possible. We want everything to stay as stable as possible here. This one is much more challenging. Make sure you're breathing all the time and that you're staying really gently connected through that core. If you find that that connection that you have isn't quite strong enough to stabilize it, you might just want to draw that spaghetti in just a little bit more. So it's almost like we're like walking a little bit here. That's the feeling that it gives you. Again, you're walking, toes to the sky, bringing them down, staying as stable as you can through your core, length through your neck, collarbones open and smiling, so your chest is open, you're lightly pressing your ball, you're feeling those tummy muscles inside working nice and hard to keep you stable, but at no time are we crunching, we're just keeping connected. And you just keep going, lifting the leg, drawing it down, switching from side to side. Okay, and then we're going to stop there and we're going to move into the next exercise. So for the final one, we're going to be doing some hands and knees, some leg sliding exercises. So what you're going to do is you're going to have the upper body, and again this is quite important, the upper body, make sure that you're not hyperextended into your elbows. You want the elbows to be slightly bent, the hands are nice and wide, and again I personally favour having my fingers outspread because it helps to provide a more stable surface, but if you're more comfortable with the fingers together, that's fine. Now make sure that there's energy going through your elbows, so that you've got strength across the back of your shoulder girdle, so it helps to just sink down into the shoulder blades, and then push out so that you can feel that widening across the shoulder girdle. So like that, and just always keep pressing that floor away from you. Keep the length through your neck, so we're not letting the head drop down here, we're keeping it long. And again, this way, we're setting ourselves up in this way. The time that you're dedicating to exercise is not only going to be working on some of this core connection, it's going to be helping your whole posture to be stronger, for your upper body to be stronger. Okay, so that's what the front part of my body looks like, so you won't be able to see that so easily. Now, there's the back part of the body is where the movement is going to be occurring. So we want to start with a nice neutral spine, so making sure that you feel those sit bones here, the bits that you would sit on, they should be shining straight behind you, and we want to keep them in that position. And through this exercise, we don't want any shifting like this through the pelvis. We want the pelvis to stay as stable as possible. So you're going to just lightly breathe out, and as you do, you're going to feel that back passage and that tummy button just drawing that spaghetti lightly in, so you're going to feel that inside connection. And then we're going to then slide 1 foot away at a time. So we're just staying a little bit connected to the ground. Leg slides away. You're staying drawn in those inner core muscles, bringing the leg back in towards you. Sliding away with the other one. And then coming back. Sliding away. And then coming back. And again, we're just trying to stay as stable as possible through this movement. Bringing the leg back, sliding away, bringing it back, sliding away, bringing it back. Now if you find that when you're trying to do this movement, there's one side or both sides that you can't do without the whole leg shifting, or there's a big shift, then you just need to imagine that you're trying to suck the leg bone on the stabilizing leg deep up inside the socket. This will provide a better foundation for you. So suck that leg bone up inside, slide the other leg away. Your core is connected as well, bringing it back, and that should provide you a little bit more stability. Suck the leg bone up inside, slide away. Now over time, this exercise is going to get a little bit too easy. Once it does feel very easy, you can just keep moving through. You've got good stability, you're not shifting in your core at all. Then you can make it harder by lifting the leg off the ground and back to the central line. So again, still wanting to keep that stability, but now we've got less points of stability. And when that gets too easy, then you can progress it still by taking the opposite arm out in front. And again, we're still looking for that stability through the midline. Okay, and then there's one more exercise I did forget to do when we were on our back, so we'll add that in now at the end. So you would turn back over, and you're going to now combine the arm going over the head with the leg sliding away. And again, our goal here is for the centre of the body not to move. So you're going to begin by just exhaling, lightly connecting, drawing that spaghetti in. Once you feel that connection there, you're going to slide the leg away, and you're going to take the other arm behind your head and then bring them back to the central line. And again, at the end of that repetition, you let the connection go, but you want to stay connected all the way through until that point. Then as you breathe out again, we're going to connect again, and we're going to do the other side. Once you're connected, slide the leg away, arm goes over your head. Again, stay open through your chest. So we're just trying to reprogram good movement patterns. And exhale, connect, let the legs slide. So always just making sure you feel connected before the movement actually occurs. So we're creating an anchor in the center of your body that allows the body, allows the arms and the legs to move really efficiently and with a lot of control. And again, over time, you'll start to find that you can do what I'm doing, which is to go a little bit faster. And that's fine too, but you must stay connected. And we'll just keep going till you've done about 10 to 15 reps. Again, you work with how challenging it is at the time, and once you can get to sort of 15 reps and it doesn't feel very challenging, then we need to make it a little bit harder. And to make it that little bit harder, you've got two choices. One is that you can get a long resistance band and start moving against a little bit of resistance. The other is that you would start taking the leg up and away as you take the hands away. And eventually, once you've got enough connection to be able to do it, you can work towards doing a full dead bug, which is more like this. And that's very challenging, so it's one to work up to. Okay, and then once you've finished, it's quite nice to just sort of do some child's pose, just to stretch out your back, do some stretches, you know, so if you just take your hands behind your back and stretch to open up the chest as well. Again, all of this contributes to being able to create a bit more freedom in this area. Yeah, have a break.